Ohio Country Today.
Welcome back to another edition of Ohio Country Today. Big Dan Wilson alongside of Gary Jackson. And we're at beautiful Logan County, just north of Bellefontaine at WishWell Farms.
Dan, WishWell Farms is making me a little bit hungry right now. I'm looking around seeing strawberries. There's some tomatoes, peppers. I hear about the relish, haven't had any of that, but understand that there's a lot of good food here.
You know, when it comes to fresh produce, I don't think anybody does it better than a farm like this, and those family markets and the farmers markets and all the different types of produce that is grown here in Ohio. I mean, it's really amazing. It's not just here in the springtime, but it's seasonal, obviously, but it's amazing what it does for the economic development and the growth, and obviously for families across Ohio that are looking for homemade produce.
And in this day and age, the way that farmers markets market their products all over the state, you can just go a few miles and be able to find what you want.
The Wish family here is our feature story this week on In Ohio Country Today, and one of the things that I think is kind of unique is the generations that are here. It's not just a one or two generation type of family farm, but they're looking at their fifth generation already.
We're going to be talking with Jim. He's the patriarch right now, and also talking with Jason. He's the owner of the produce operation, and he has 3 children, and so the generational tide of farming here and produce marketing has a very good future.
So we'll be back with that feature story and more this week in Ohio Country Today.
Quality agronomy services by Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed have been guiding area farmers since 1958. As certified crop advisors, Bambauer's agronomy reps help farmers plan for seed, herbicide, insecticide, fungicide, and fertility programs. With agronomy reps and applicators that are knowledgeable and experienced in the products and equipment they use, Bambauer's is a farmer's trusted and reliable resource. Call Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed today to be on the track for higher efficiency and productivity. Call 888-MAX-CROP.
I'm Terry McClure, a fifth-generation soybean farmer. Farming can be tough, but we have the Ohio Soybean Council investing farmers' dollars to find new uses for soybeans. Their research helps develop better beans for livestock, poultry, and for people. It also helps create new products like soy-based cleaning supplies and paint cartridges, plus cleaner-burning soy biodiesel reduces our dependence on foreign oil. Soybeans are Ohio's #1 agricultural export. To learn more, visit soyohio.org.
It's a humble idea. Use a biological process to turn a plant into a power source. From that idea came the first Poet refinery. One biorefinery in one town turned into 27 facilities in 27 towns, creating new local jobs, producing hundreds of millions of gallons of ethanol, and providing renewable products around the world. Suddenly, that one little idea seems a whole lot bigger. See the world differently with Poet.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com.
I'm Mike Bedekovich, and I'm a ham farmer.
Brought to you by the Ohio Pork Council.
Hello once again, everybody. Today we are located just north of Bellefontaine. We're at the WishWell Farms speaking with Jason Wish. And Jason, I just love the motto that your produce farm has.
Fresh as you wish.
Good play on words. I like that. Tell us a little bit about your operation here. First of all, from a produce standpoint.
Okay, well, we've been in this facility since 1998. This was an old workshop and an old dairy farm that we redid to make it so we could sell produce here. And this all started in a family garage in the early 90s to help make money for college.
And still a family operation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was a fourth-generation dairy farmer and went to college at Ohio State for dairy farming and animal sciences and agriculture business. And upon returning to the farm in 1998, I continued to milk cows for 3 years, and the sweet corn and green beans and tomato side of things kept growing. And there was a great demand by the general public to want more items, so we continued to grow more. And at that time, we decided to sell the dairy in 2001 and increase the size of this by adding a greenhouse and continue to add and diversify at that time.
Okay. Before we get into talking a little bit about the produce, what kind of marketing area do you have? How far do you market your produce to the general public?
Well, in addition to our roadside stand here that we've had since 1998, probably 75 to 80% of our products are marketed directly to the consumer at farmers markets around Columbus, many suburbs around Columbus, as far south as Springfield, and also right here at the Logan County Farmers Market. And also a second retail location in Marysville that we set up every day during the summer.
Now, you are a big promoter of Ohio Proud as well.
Yeah, we've been a part of Ohio Proud for some years now, and they've also helped us create more demand for our value-added products, our sweet pepper relish that's been in our family for generations.
Now, when you talk about produce, your main focus is on my favorite vegetable, and that's the tomato.
Yeah, tomato originally wasn't our main focus, but it kind of went that way once we added the greenhouses. This all started with sweet corn, growing a little family patch on the end rows of the field corn and along the road. And once we put a greenhouse up and started growing hydroponic tomatoes, that became our niche to fulfill a need for early tomatoes where no one else had them.
And in addition to the vegetables, you also have a lot of varieties of different kinds of fruit.
Yeah, as far as fruit goes, it's mainly we start off the season with strawberries, and then we have cantaloupes and watermelons and honeydew around the 1st of August. Other than that, we're mainly a vegetable operation.
Now, you mentioned, and we talked a little bit about the family operation. Who are your main workers here on the farm?
Well, now that my kids are growing up, we're trying to utilize them and our niece and nephew to help with the farming operation as much as we can, but we still have to bring in probably 20 to 30 high school and college kids to help with have a good labor force, steady labor force during the summer months.
Now, one of the ways that you basically save on labor is the way, your mulching system. Can you explain that to our viewers?
For the warm season crops like tomatoes and peppers and melons out in the open field, we form a raised bed and lay down a plastic mulch film stretched over that bed with a drip irrigation line underneath for irrigation. And that helps warm the soil up for an earlier harvest and also allows us to irrigate right at the root level underneath that raised bed. And it also prevents the weeds. Weeds can be an issue to deal with. So, that's a great way to control the weed pressure in the fields.
Of course, conservation practices vary from operation to operation, but that's something that every farmer is vitally interested in doing.
Yeah, and being up here in the highest point in Ohio, we have a lot of rolling hills, so we definitely practice conservation tillage by actually farming a lot with the no-till method. All of our pumpkins are no-tilled into a cover crop of rye. All of our row crops, our soybeans and corn, are all no-tilled. Very little soil turned over except where we lay our plastic mulch film for our raised beds.
Saw one area where you have broccoli growing, and you said that you might be no-tilling tomatoes into that after the broccoli is gone?
Yeah, in our high tunnels out back, we'll start with an early broccoli crop, and once that's harvested, we'll we'll mow that down and we'll transplant a late tomato crop right into the broccoli stubble.
Now, it sounds like a lot of work, and after everything is said and done, you still have enough time to do some row crop agriculture.
Yeah, well, that's mainly what my mother and father do, and one of my brothers is helping with that operation now. And when I have time, I help with the planting and the harvesting, but this is pretty much a full-time career for me, just keeping up with the fruits and vegetables. But yeah, the family farm has about 600 or 700 acres of row crops as well.
Now, if folks come in and look to see what you have, do they say, gosh, I wish you would grow this or that? Do you take what the general public says and maybe incorporate some of their desires from time to time?
Absolutely. That's how it all began for us. Like I said, we were growing sweet corn and selling it out of the family garage during high school, and the customers would ask for green beans or tomatoes. They would say, if you had green beans, I would buy those. So I tried growing them, and it worked out. So our business has definitely been consumer driven. When there's been a demand for a product, we'll try it on a sample basis, a trial basis, and see how it goes. And that's kind of where we're at now, upwards of 15 to 20 different crops.
So when folks know that you have a certain product during the summer, is that the favorite produce that people come in for? Or is there a big variety?
In the beginning of the season, strawberries are always a big draw. And then after that, after strawberry season's over, definitely the sweet corn is what people are waiting for.
And you were saying that you don't have so much of a pick your own, you do all the work.
Yeah, we don't have much of a pick your own operation here. We have opened up our fields, our strawberry fields for pick your own, but mostly we harvest all the crops and pack them here at this facility, keep them in the cooler, and sell them all by the next day.
Jason, now you have young children, and have they indicated an interest of possibly following in the generation's footsteps?
Yeah, well, a couple of them are definitely interested. So, it's important to me to maintain what we've grown here and have it available for them, have that opportunity like I had to stay on the family farm and make a living here. And it provides a great living, and it's afforded me the opportunity to travel and have some downtime in the wintertime, which is very important to me, to spend quality time with my family. And this is where the Lord's placed us, and so we're going to continue to farm it the way we've been doing it.
And when you have that kind of a relationship with your family, you like to have those kinds of relationships with the people that you do business. And I know that one of the businesses that really keeps the farm in good stead is Bambauer.
Yeah, we've been with Bambauers for several years now, and I know they've done a great job helping us out on our row crop operation, and I just appreciate the being available for us at any time we need a product or an item delivered. They're right there ready to answer the phones, even texting. So the availability of the Bambauers has been amazing.
Availability and timing, all of that goes into providing the quality product that keeps your customers coming back.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for quality product, we wouldn't have a business. I mean, it all begins with quality. So harvesting fresh in the fields, getting it right in the cooler, and selling everything fresh that day, that's how our business has grown over the years.
It's really nice, this kind of business. You know right at the point of purchase whether your customers are really satisfied with what you're selling.
Yeah, that's the great thing about selling at farmers markets. You get instantaneous feedback from the consumer right after they purchase the product. You can see them literally walking away tasting the product after they've bought it. So if it's not good and the quality's not there, they're not going to be back next week. And our lines continue to get longer and longer at the farmers market, so that tells me that our focus on quality is paying off.
I would be very remiss if I didn't make some kind of a comment and ask you, is your relish very, very popular here?
Well, back in about 2004, we took an old family recipe, sweet pepper relish, that's been in the family for generations. And we decided to produce it on a large scale. Started out with a couple thousand jars, and we used a facility in Athens called AceNet that has the commercial kitchen to help us facilitate producing this on a large scale. And since then, the demand has been so great for it, we decided to convert our old milk house at the dairy farm into a commercial kitchen, and that's where we now produce the sweet pepper relish, as well as a hot version and other things like salsas.
Very good. Now, if folks that are watching right now would like to get a little bit more information, what's the best way for them to do that?
you can find information about us on our website at wishwellfarms.com. And we also have a Facebook page at WishWell Farms, and we also have a Twitter.
Very good. Jason Wish has been our guest. And you'll find the farmers market just north of Bellefontaine on US 68. Jason, thanks for being with us.
Okay, thank you.
And stay with us, back with more right after this.
Are you looking to buy or sell farmland? Then work with a company that works for you. Ron Spencer Real Estate. Founded in 1975, Ron Spencer specializes in farmland, agricultural, and commercial real estate. Check them out on the web for farm listings in Allen, Auglaize, Hancock, Hardin, Putnam, Paulding, Mercer, Van Wert counties, and more. With 3 locations to serve you, Ron Spencer Real Estate at rsre.com. That's rsre.com. Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com.
Some prefer to invest in fields halfway around the world, in short-term solutions to long-term challenges. At Poet, we're investing in the fields we have right here at home, cultivating communities and growing the local economy, creating new local jobs while we create worldwide energy solutions, helping family farms grow even as they fuel the world, because we know that investing in a community can pay global dividends. See the world differently with Poet.
Allen Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Allen today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Now with 3 locations to serve you in Wapakoneta, St. Mary's, and Minster. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148.
Hello once again, everybody. We're at WishWell Farms just north of Bellefontaine. I'm talking now with Jim Wish. Jim, the produce market here brings people from far and wide, and you have a row crop operation as well. But the first question I want to ask you, how did you come by the WishWell name?
Well, it goes clear back to I guess the 1950s when I was milking little squirt milking cows with my dad, and I got into showing dairy cattle, and when you get them registered you have to have a prefix, so we started to we wanted to have like a Hopewell, instead of WishWell, because this is the Hopewell area. You got the Hopewell tracks, you got the Hopewell church up here, and just I suppose the Hopewell Indians around here at one time, and but we applied for it to the National Holstein Association. That name is already being used, so I said, well, I just put a wish and a well on it. So that's how that come about. And so we started out with WishWell Farms with the cattle, dairy cattle.
Very good. And today it also includes the produce that we're standing. You're the 3rd generation here, so you had a couple of generations before you were active with the farm, and there have been a couple of generations afterwards. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen as far as change in agriculture in this area.
Well, I guess you go back 2 generations ahead of me. It was all horse and buggy, and all the hard labor, and my dad always bragged about how much hay they could stack on a wagon with the other neighbor, and with all these hills around here, the one that usually got too much usually end up losing hay on the hills. So, and as far as they started milking cows back then too, they started out the home farm down there was a dairy bottling operation, and my granddad, he came down from Marion. He worked for the railroad, and he's the one that originally started the dairy farm. Him and my grandmother, they milked cows by hand, and they bottled the milk there. They had a bottling operation there, and they delivered milk to town with a horse and buggy and went door to door. The old trucks used to deliver door to door, and finally it just expanded from there. And my uncle, he took over, it's called Hopewell Dairy, of course, and he took it over. My dad took over the dairy farm and the crop operation, and just kind of expanded from there.
Well, it's been a lot of labor-intensive practices over the years, and today you're still involved with the row crop operation. And one of the companies that you utilize to help you do what you do best is Bambauer. Can you tell us exactly how they help you in your farming operation?
Well, I've been involved with Mitch probably 6-7 years now, and he been very good crop consultant, and has helped me quite a bit on the different crop aspects as far as consulting and seeing what we need as far as seed and fertilizer, and very good and very helpful in that aspect.
And Jim, I know that now you being the third generation and you're watching the fifth generation, you have to be very proud and satisfied of the young folks in the family to carry on the traditions.
Couldn't be happier. Just really a blessing to see them all coming on.
Jim Wish has been our guest from WishWell Farms just north of Bellefontaine. Jim, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And stay with us. More to come right after this.
Quality agronomy services by Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed have been guiding area farmers since 1958. As certified crop advisors, Bambauer's agronomy reps help farmers plan for seed, herbicide, insecticide, fungicide, and fertility programs. With agronomy reps and applicators that are knowledgeable and experienced in the products and equipment they use, Bambauer's is a farmer's trusted and reliable resource. Call Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed today to be on the track for higher efficiency and productivity. Call 888-MAX-CROP.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com. Allen Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Allen today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Now with 3 locations to serve you in Wapakoneta, St. Mary's, and Minster. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148.
I'm Andy Bauer. I work for the Ohio Agribility Program, based through Ohio State University. We work with farmers with disabilities, trying to help get them back out into the field again and help them keep farming. We work with companies like Propel Doors and trying to make life easier, to put something on that farm that makes that individual with a limitation or a disability, make it easier to get in and out of his buildings. That rainy day when he's on the tractor, it's easier to push the button and open that door than to have to get out of the tractor and try and drag that sliding door open. We do have information on Propel Doors, and we work with Propel. We work with a lot of vendors within the state, and our main goal is to try and get those people back to work, and Propel is one of the wonderful dealers that we work with. The disability makes no difference. It could be somebody that has arthritis. It could be a cancer victim. It could be somebody that is a paraplegic or a quadriplegic. I have a quadriplegic in our program that's been in a chair for 42 years, but he still farms 135 acres by himself. We worked with a gentleman last year that was 85 from Guernsey County, and another gentleman, 84-year-old from western Montgomery County, trying to help get them back out into the field and keep them farming. It doesn't have to be an accident involved. If it is, and it does not have to be related to the farm, it can be off the farm, because we have so many people working off the farm now to help supplement health insurance or help supplement farm income. So any disability that farmer would have, whether it be an accident or be a health issue, we will work with them and try and get them back out into the field and onto the farm. For more information on our program, you can reach us through our website, which is agribility.osu.edu, or you can reach me at Ohio State. My phone number at the university is 614-247-5785. 7681, or my email at the university is Bauer, that's BAUER, .528 at osu.edu.
Welcome to the 30-second tour of your local poet plant. Local producers sell us tons of their grain. We grind it, mix it with water and special enzymes. The result is fermented, distilled, and dehydrated until it's 200 proof alcohol. Corn oil is extracted, and protein and nutrients are condensed, dried, and turned into animal feed, bringing our tour to an end with high-protein feed and cleaner-burning high-octane fuel. Visit poet.com to learn more.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com. Allen Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Allen today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Now with 3 locations to serve you in Wapakoneta, St. Mary's, and Minster. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today from the WishWell Farms in beautiful Logan County, just north of Bellefontaine. Gary, great feature story today.
Great feature story. Learned a lot, and sort of makes me want to get my hands dirty once again, digging into the soil and growing things like I used to do years ago.
And one of the things that we're proud of is to feature these family farms here in Ohio, like the Wish family, that is 5 generations strong and just going with both guns blazing, aren't they?
They are. And if folks would like to find out a little bit more information about what this farm is all about, WishWell Farms, you can go on our website and find out all of that info.
And that website is inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.